Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with solid bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
It's time for another game from the North American scene. Cloud9 is going to fight nobody other than the Quest. And who's going to come out of this victorious? Of course, that is the question we got to ask ourselves, as so far was not the best start for those blue clouds. And now we are waiting to see what is going to happen in between both lineups. C9 starting on the CT side of the map they're not so really a fan of, and that is an ouch start. As Cajun is out, Rush reacts according to plan. Golden is looking for finally getting the kill. Even the double is secured. And Grim, it's pretty much Grim times for him. Back on the site to the bomb. Out in the open, public, and to be picked up. He's under pressure. The Glock should not really stand a chance. As I say, he's trying to wiggle around the hut. Cloud9 is wrapping around it. The Night King. Oh, he's gonna pass away. Yes, Golden is killed in the meantime. One flick from Grim would have actually taken down the final player in the corner. Here we are yet again. C9, who recently are not in the best of a state. This could be, by the way, the first major they would miss ever since the PGL major in Krakow, and that was in 2017. So, Weiss trying to clean up as much as possible. Golden is there with a perfect assistant on ramp, and he does just nothing else than a casual triple. A quad to be secured, of course. Michael Selim getting nothing else than that. And there you go. Done with ease, without even any problem. Now, with Cloud9 facing an opponent who's fully equipped, they themselves somewhat saved up. I mean, we see the UMPs and the FAMASs, which then, therefore, will not lead to any massive potential to get a great defense rolling. Talking about that, Cajun at least with an upgrade to that AUG. As the Austrian rifle in the hands of the Dane might be the potential threat to eliminate Quest. Talking about exactly that, he fires, and there takes down Snakes. Quest on the right track there to the B side. In case they even want that. It seems like they changed up their setup so much that the bomb could move through vent towards A. Though if Cloud9 have a read on this, I'm not so sure. But they have dedicated. B side, it's going to be smoke from Grim and then pretty much free access to get a bomb down. In case he's even a fan of that. Spongy eliminating Golden though makes it all look a little bit more sinister for the Cloud9 side. Bomb hit the ground. Rush and Cajun are the only two to change things up in favor of the Clouds. And Cajun moves silently around the left-hand side on the railing. Rush uses the smoke for his own advantage. Here's Spongy reload. Grim has no clue. Oh no! He has no clue! And Cajun just jumps down, immediately fails. And with one shot, Spongy finishes it off. Rush has no chance at all, and Quest are even surviving. And this is the odd and surreal part for me. They survive with unbelievably 3 out of 5 players. There was so much potential to take out more, or even the entire round. Cloud9 fail once the opponent have weapons in their hands. Now a proper buy-up is back in. And as they invest as much as possible, with Cloud9 Right now trying very hard to not look shaky on this map. I mean, this has not been their pick, first of all. Quest has decided to pick Nuke. As they're getting into a more aggressive stance. Golden just suicided! Oh no, those are the tiny details that make it look so sinister from time to time. And well, bomb's gonna hit the ground anytime soon. The C4 over on the A site. Vice and Automatic gotta reconsider their choice in trying to do this. As this Molly, yeah, denies any further access. Good night. Cloud9 for another round. Should be just tied up right here. Obviously, that's gonna be the case. With Grim taking down Automatic. Yeah, I mean, this AUG has to be saved. Vice staying alive another day needs to be the case. Goes down ramp. Intelligent move by him. No further risk by, for example, going CT. And he thinks twice about it. Was alerted seeing a scope, but then nearly got bamboozled. Yeah, and to just really put you here on the right track. The stats papers show us that Quest, they've played this map 12 times in the last 3 months. 7 out of 12 times they were successful. Not the most famous teams they have beaten. Party Astronauts, Fulfill, X-Zone, Prospects. Yeah, we could discuss how much that actually means. The few wins, though, that Cloud9 picked up here were against E United and Ghost. Not the toughest competition. Though losing them against an NIP 14-16. Tight loss against ENS 11-16. Cloud9 stands a good chance here, really. I mean, this is not just a random, unimportant match. There is no second life here for Cloud9. There is no green mushroom they can take for a one-up. It's not the case. It's do or die for both sides. I think we don't really need to talk about it and discuss for who it would be more embarrassing to fall here. Snakes with a double though. Eliminate Cage and rush back towards Garage. Story of round number 5 should be told. Golden who had a major impact from start on now suffers.
Bomb has been planted.
And it's crazy to me to think about it that when we talk about this roster, right, we had this Cage and B change in April. We had Vice back in March joining on trial. And then, you know, you think who's been... Oh, thank you, Windows. I really appreciate the news. If you think about it, who has been on this roster of Cloud9 the longest, it's actually Automatic, and that's since 2016. Think about that. 2016 is just I mean, considering especially Counter-Strike years, how frequent everything changes and so on and so on. Absolutely astonishing. Really. And if you're wondering, what was this 2016 lineup when Automatic joined? The first time we saw him was with Stewie, Shroud, Skadoodle, and Nothing. Some of you might tell, man, I'm old. Yeah, maybe you are. Maybe I am as well. Either way, Golden must feel old after jumping around and being taken out in the meantime. Outside smokes once more for Quest. Could have gained them the access. As I talk about it, Cloud9, they lose players left, right, and center. As up the ladder he goes, and up the ladder he fails. Nothing more than denial coming in. Not even an intended wordplay here. And you have to say, right, this is the Quest map pick. Cloud9 is not comfortable on this one. Next up, we, by the way, would see Mirage. We are far away from seeing that yet. And as my And this is the perfect time to do that, as my lovely research assistant, Valken, Ashlyn, has been doing the research for me beforehand. By the way, now works for HLTV, especially this what was pointed out. I mean, outside of anything EPL, they have a record of 2-12 at the moment. That's painful, period. And Quest in the end are left with an alright map pick. I'm not gonna go in hypothetical scenarios for too long, because in the meantime, the outside mortar fire is denied. What I just want to say, consider this. Quest is gonna win that. Mirage is gonna go the way of the Cloud9. Seems realistic. Though, I mean, the teams beaten by Cloud9 have not been good at all. We're talking about an Envy, Luminosity, and New Identity. Inferno, so far, Quest is featuring a 5-0 track record. You know, I sound like the villain who's actually portraying the worst Cloud9 ever, and I might sound very mad and very furious from my side. I don't mean it that way, I'm just reading out the statistics. It's just not really sunny times for Cloud9. There were better times. It's absolutely, and I have to say it like that, it's absolutely disgusting to think of Cloud9 not advancing. Period. There's no discussion even about that. Thinking about that is... If you would have said that like a year ago, or even 6 months ago, you would have said like, you're a freaking maniac, dude. North America would be at you, starting a Twitter war. And yet again, will the C9 setup actually pass into silence? 5 rounds for Quest, and that's okay. I mean, a 5-2 most of the time is okay. If we think about it though, Nuke, I'm gonna put it that way, 56.8% of the rounds are being won on nothing else than the CT side, and with shots like that, it's not looking like Cloud9 are going to pick up 56.8% of the rounds played that is on the CT side. Quest is superior at this point, given, though right now Cajun wants to play it part and Matic wants to play it around the smoke. Doesn't change the matter of fact that it's a failure, exceeds the expectations. And Rush and Golden, the duo to save the day in round number 8, most likely going to collapse. I'm not a fan of big warning signs or red flags, but when we're talking about Nuke, and one of the T-side players featured 16k at the beginning of the round, you know something is horribly going wrong. I mean, the entire economy of Quest, goodness gracious, and on the 9 rounds played, and this is far away from ideal. This is not peak performance. Golden, in the both rounds, one, he was the MVP, the ADR, is not telling us the same story, but I mean, there's not much separating him and Vice. So the outside take with Grim being fast as hell, and seeing his teammate just die beside him, automatic Steagle, furious to take the first. Voltage and Vice are going to have a meetup anytime soon in the trophy room. The pins of the shotgun is going to come closer, and Jiggle peek. Voltage dodges Steph. Oh, he does dodge Steph. And an unfortunate failure coming in from Vice, as the A site might be taken. That could have been the game changer once he finds the AWP and puts such an important weapon out of the game for Quest. C9 in this one, of course. I mean, there was no realistic scenario where they're going to get that. Unfortunate and very unlucky from Vice, no doubt about it. And that gives us a very, very interesting storyline. Valken pointed out earlier in a discussion with her from Carbon Dogma on Twitter, who writes for HLTV, Recipe Media, Liquipedia. And he said that to his understanding, the StarLadder major rulebook would allow Cloud9, in case they fail for the minor, to let the setup of Automatic Rush, Golden, Cajun, and Flusha or Kiyoshima play because they still have the right roster going on then. I'm 100% sure Cloud9 beforehand decided differently. They decided differently, and were asked by the side of StarLadder to play either that way or that way, and surely they have made their decision afterwards. So, C9 on Nuke. The recent wins happened during EPL against Ghost and United. Yesterday they have lost against New Identity on this map. Also something you would call no-namers to that degree. I mean, sounds very harsh, please don't get me wrong. With Relics and Dazzle, and I'm sure there's not there in comparison to a Cloud9. There's an adequate word. Once more, an adequate take towards ramp. Since Exceeds in a more aggressive stance, does Automatic know that a man might elevate himself up there? No, not the ideal tool, and Cloud9 focusing pretty much on that outside control. That works to some degree. Golden and Rush were successful. The bomb once more hits the ground. You gotta make a decision yet again, because right now, Golden falling, Cajun should go for the safe. Under any circumstance, if he has the AUG to get it in the next one, surely they have maximum losing bonus, but this is not realistic. And Quest have the half! I mean, after casting for a good bunch of time, this is still crazy to me when we're talking about Nuke and a T-side dominated. Of course, we could try to relevate this by saying, yeah, Cloud9 rarely play this, Cloud9 are not a fan of it. Yet again, you would not imagine them to be in that kind of problematic situation. Really struggling with words. And as the rain of ZZ bullets is not hitting them down, another player sent alone from Garage. That was Golden. The pressure was for a second high on Quest. Major chaos they descended themselves into. 19 HP onto Rush. It's not going to even be important. They say whatever. Screw that A site. Drop it immediately down. And one body shot of any sort of weapon would take Rush down. Here comes the bait. Take the pistol voltage. Take the pistol. It's not going to do that. So Spongy is in a brilliant situation to put one bullet into the chest. Good night, Rush. As I was a little confused how he would turn around. Maybe expected a flashbang to come out of the door. Doesn't even matter. They don't even struggle. And if I'm not totally wrong, we had no timeout yet. We had no timeout yet from Cloud9. Weird. Very weird. I mean, you would expect, at least if you have no idea how to adapt your game plan, which I don't expect from Cloud9, you would at least try to stop the momentum of your opponents. Because Quest, I mean, quickly taking a look at it. 9 rounds in a row. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, this is a massive win. This is a door of an opportunity. This is a freaking gate. Exceed is pushing for the smoke. Flashbang was only helpful to some degree. Gotta take down another. It's Rush on the A side eliminated, and Golden waiting on the stairs to chime in. And yeah, he does chime in. Exceed to be the last man standing. Most likely no chance for him, except he comes to the A side with a heroic performance. want to say that's impossible, especially after the frag of Golden. Everything could go his way, but automatic side advantage. He has been hurt and he has been taken out, falling down the vent. Cloud9 with the third, finally getting back their way onto it. For how long? Cloud9 with this buy, once more not in a satisfying situation. Vice and both Rush feature beautiful XM1030s. I mean, it's an amazing weapon. As I say, it's one teammate already down. I want to see some frags with the XM. I want the pellets shredded to the faces of Quest, just for the sake of the XM1014. Though if it's happening, that's a different story. In the meantime, Quest sneaks down secret and has a few options from this point on. 60 more seconds to make that round work. Cloud9's walls are once more crumbling. A brilliant Molotov. That forces Vice a little further away from Squeaky, which gives them a bit of a better passage onto the side in case they want that. Seems like that's not going to be the case. And now you can be worried in case they go up the vent. Start to be worried because Rush is just waiting for exactly that. It's not even going to happen. Pushes through. Good night, Vice. And so, Cloud9 got to play it with free. Snakes is so ready for the shotty, and Rush, he realized a little late, didn't he? Cajun is still taking out Exceed, but the bomb moving to the A side is ideal and brilliant. All the pressure taken away from Quest.
Bomb has been planted.
And that makes Cajun to be the last man standing. Frag onto Snakes is found, but otherwise, other than that, nothing really happening. The timing on Cajun. How could it be more unfortunate as he's awaiting the timer to tick on 0? To at least bring the weapon through. Nuh-uh. By the way, if you're asking yourself what was actually vetoed from Cloud9 in the beginning, it was Vertigo. I mean, it's understandable. They could have kept it floating. Yeah, they could have kept it floating because Quest also never played this map. Could be their decision. I mean, I understand that they wanted rather take the safe route and take a risk. Really understandable. As Exceed went left lane Autobahn and directly has chosen the path down to the B side. Gonna hear the player event and Automatic is out. Immediately strikes. I mean, nobody is even debating on the fact that Quest is delivering a brilliant CT site. Pardon, a brilliant T site. Even confused about that because it should never be that way. Nice now with the MP9, at least striking onto Exceed. And this is turning into a situation possible for Cloud9 in case they wouldn't lose players right that second, left, right, and center. So good luck, have fun, Golden, as I say it. Quest is really a train that can't be stopped right now. And they're just switching over. They're just switching over to the CT side. Imagine that. Nuke, by the way, is won by Cloud9 to 67% on the CT side. So, wildly throwing around numbers, 7 out of 10 successful rounds of Cloud9 were on the CT side. This is looking not at all like that. I had this calculation already, and I'm really bad with maths. But if I'm not horribly wrong, if you have a 70% win rate on the CT side, and you play and you start on the CT side, you should win at least 11 rounds, or 10.5, but calculated up, making it 11. But I could be horribly wrong, as I never studied maths properly, and I was really bad at high school, or Gymnasium, as they say in Germany. And now Vice, though, in the meantime, taking down 2 on the way to the B side. Golden strikes, not really that much. I mean, put Spongy down to 12. Quest got, though, a problem because somebody's knocking on the back door, and it's Automatic, who now brings it to a 1 versus 3 for the side of Quest. Everybody is now arriving over on ramp. Lights out for Spongy. Yeah, indeed. Vice takes his time. But 4 rounds it is. And that's not a lot. I mean, whatever way you want to put it, whatever you're trying to talk about here, Cloud9 is looking into a very sinister half. A very sinister one. And if they're right now, if Quest is right now able to actually seize the pistol round to annex whatever side it's gonna be, I think we have a map over. But we don't want to assume too early with Exceed finding such initial shots. It might be exactly as dark as we expected. With that P2000 Rain and Supreme Automatic. Looked like he dinked him midair, but I think that was just because of no armor. As I say it, 1 P2000 to change it up. And that versus a USPS. No mistakes allowed from both sides, but more specifically from Automatic. Snakes moved around. Does he have the read on this? Is the door open? Yes, it is. I mean, Automatic by now must... Yeah, he must have realized that the player's coming from a different position than what he was before. But Snakes, 1 shot, 1 kill. And Cloud9 still stick to 4. Well, that would be a very fast first map. After we even start a little later than expected. We would be punctually to go into map number 2. We're gonna see that in a second. The Snakes is going as fast as possible, doing his personal best Usain Bolt impression, whilst it's the B side that is attacked by, well, only Glocks. The bomb is going down. I mean, that's partial success for Cloud9. The next round is gonna feature a better buy. Cajun, Vice, and Rush can really hold this down. I doubt it. I really doubt it. Last man standing is going to be the American. And what has to be pointed out here, right? It's got to be map number 2. And the thing is, if you freshly joined us, right, and you don't know what is this actually about, what is this tournament, what is this qualifier. Well, it is about a tournament that Cloud9 won in the past. The most prestigious one to be ever created in the Counter-Strike universe. It's the Major. This time, the Berlin Major. They've won it in 2018. And at this point in time, it doesn't look like much. Looking for winning one in 2019. It's Automatic, though, uses the height advantage. Spongy could find him with a shot. This MP9 is just brutal. But Rush knows how to shut him down. Cajun's patience seems to pay off anytime soon. Yeah, indeed. That works. So, yeah, the crucial part about this is a do-or-die situation for Cloud9. Period. But then it's just a major power, and then it's just a minor. Then it's just a minor. It's not like we're talking about one match that is granting them the biggest success in their history. No, this is just the pre-stage, and this is, even if they win this, they still didn't make it to the minor. They just survived the first round of the lower bracket. Then there comes the second round of the lower bracket. Who would have thought? Rush tries to take the site of A. He's got a nice snakes further access. He rather waits this out. And his MP9 very obviously should have no chance. It should not be possible. So he moves out of hut. Rush is ready. Cajun holds heaven. And that single submachine gun remains worthless in round number 18. Well, and here's the thing. Cloud9 playing on the unfavorable side and trying to get now, I mean, for a possible overtime 10, for a possible win 11. Now the real buy comes out of Quest as well, so not so ideal situation. And if I'm not totally wrong, in case Cloud9 win this entire best of 3 series, they would either play against Luminosity or Lazarus, if I read the bracket right. And that is still not an ideal opponent. So as Rush is expecting the CTs to go a little bit more aggressive, punish one, the second as well. And this has given him a good bit of safety as Golden seizes more control. No, actually gets the Knight. And this is where problems start to rise on the Cloud9 side, though they still have the man advantage. And there it goes. 3 versus 2, 30 more seconds, but the bomb's going down nevertheless. Don't really doubt that one. Another player spotted, I shouldn't have said it. Cajun and Automatic. Do they resolve this situation properly? I mean, no university would expect that Cloud9 is failing on the situation. They have to find a player up there. It's not going to happen though. Now it's down to Automatic to retrieve number 6. And Grimace baiting it out, waits for Automatic to come down, and he's going to fight that one to death. And reign supreme against his opponents. Do Cloud9 start the comeback right now on the T side of this? I wouldn't believe it. Talked about the win-lose ratio in CTT previously. And obviously, it doesn't favor the terrorists at all. This round with no major impact coming in gives us a good moment to take a look at the scoreboard right now. Where you see Cajun really suffering down there on 36 ADR. I mean, the funny part really, for me personally, is this the fairly low utility damage. When we consider Cloud9 started on the CT side, you would expect this to be a bit higher. I mean, Automatic is fine, but we unfortunately also don't know how much they got from the T side, which were only 4 rounds. Still. One man's position could change things up. Oh, Cajun down to 10. Even got dinked, but well, the range wasn't good enough for that weapon. So coming through secret is the master plan from Quest. As this is gonna be a quick trio trying to take one down. That's gonna work. Rifle secured. And Exceed is looking for a few, but the MAC-10 probably gonna run him over. Gangster style. Golden is doing it. Voltage will try to at least obliterate 1 or 2. Vice above him is though ready and prepared. 2 10 HP players would be, of course, so beautiful for him, but it's not going to happen. 7 to 10. Pardon, 7 to 13. I can't say I'm not very satisfied to some degree by Quest. I mean, when the pistol and the follow-up, then when the first spy came in, Cloud9 were superior. It's very good to see that finally Quest takes the time out and talks about this. As a few minor mistakes were made that then gave Cloud9 the opportunity to advance. And that's nice to see. I mean, they could have went for the buy, but now with the 4th losing bonus, so 2,900, I mean, those guys are going to be pretty much the sons of Warren Buffett. Small loan of $1 million coming their way. As in the meantime, outside control is going to be taken by Cloud9. Very cautious they are. And Quest fully focusing in a different direction. So unfortunate for them that their setup is not going to work out for them. The stack that was focused on ramp might work on retaking the B side, but as I say this, bomb in the hands of Rush might fall into a horrible trap. Snakes is ready with his Deagle. Good night, automatic. 2 more to come his way. Rush is eliminated as well. Cajun has to clean this up. There's also Spongy's coming from behind. Oh, those are dark times. Those are very dark times. The bomb is down. Weapon for every single CT, basically. And this is their chance to prevail. And my goodness, would this be sad for Cloud9. As they've looked like they could start the comeback, but Golden swings wide. Not gonna work at all. Spongy and Shakes. Stronger in that duel, stronger in the fight. And give number 14 to Quest. Backup money is there for C9. And just from a theoretical perspective, Cloud9 winning probability went under 2% by now. Just saying that. Cajun though wants to keep the team upright. See Golden striking against Exceed, making Cloud9 once more be on the upper hand of this. Though ramp is under control of Quest. Snakes takes major damage. I mean, also researching yesterday's match, nobody really expected the Cloud9 would fail against a team called New Identity after beating them on Mirage 16-2. Then failing on both Nuke and Inferno. We might also see a free mapper as well, because we once more have the same map pool played today. Nuke, Mirage, Inferno. First of all, bomb in the hands of Spongy, pretty much put on a pedestal for him personally. The outside player has been hurt. Voltage is failing the duel. Spongy doing the same. Quest cannot get a consecutive round. Means 8 to 14 is it for the moment. Quest is still there with somewhat of a buy. I mean, Voltage is suffering to some degree with, well, as we obviously see, nothing really in his hands. T9 in the beginning of this matchup, they were falling on all fronts. This is a really weird nuke as it all goes vice versa. The T side is where they certainly start to flourish out of nowhere. As Golden goes down towards Secrets, checks every single angle, might find Voltage, who is only equipped with the ZZ. Yes, indeed, that works. And Cloud9 there, they storm over on the side of B. Spongy considers to do the rotate. Is that gonna work anytime soon? Well, they take their time. Rush is ready once the players are here for the lurk. In the meantime, 3 vs 3 has now got in the way of Quest. The bomb to be picked up from outside. Oh no, they know it. Exceed is looking in the wrong direction, but Rush is shooting a little too late. Exceed can just wait it out. He looks for support. Spongy is so ideally positioned. He has to hold only that one tight angle where probably no one of Cloud9 is looking. The arc is perfect. And Quest are securing number 15 with a bomb dropped on outside. The one tool that gets you to control over the round where the timer then turns in your favor. Left. Publicly. Like a lunchbox before school. And what a saddening part it is. And Cloud9, I mean, that buy is surely not granting them too much. Frags coming on outside, damage dealt. Automatic advance quite far. I'm not quite sure if anyone is already having on the radar. By this time passes, the steps have been heard. Surely they have the awareness of it. Cage and taking major damage, and Vice is just saying whatever. Doesn't even matter, right? Just gonna go for the play. He's at working against Snakes is brilliant, but everybody is somewhat wounded. One after another takes bullet into the chest. That retake for Quest is extremely, extremely possible. That should not turn sour under any circumstance. His left-hand side, automatic just killed in a drive-by. Vice is gonna be next up, and the tech. It's your teammate. Watch out. Well, we got a 16-8 coming in. Cloud9 fall short on Nuke. Next up is gonna be Mirage. You rather don't go anywhere. My name is Sesh. I'm gonna guide you through map number 2 as well. So, see you guys in a second.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.